Hello, welcome back to today's algebra session. In today's session, we'll be talking about inequality. But before we move to inequality, let's talk about what is opposite of inequality. So that should be equal. So what is equal? When two quantities have the same value, we say they're equal. So when two quantities have the same values, we say they are equal. So equality or equality is when two quantity have the same values, and that should be equal. So what the sign is, for example, if A and B are equal, A and B, example, if A and B are equal, we use this sign. It's a double minus sign, so you can also set double underscore sign. That is equal to equal sign. That is actually equal sign, so we will use that as a algebraically A is equal to B, so that will be the equal sign. So that means A and B have the same value. Those two quantities have the same value. For example, 5 is equal to 5, or 5 is equal to 15 divided by 3. So we can use that equal sign when they have this, when two values are having the same, two quantities have the same values. Inequality is used for a comparison of the quantity of the stuff. So in algebra, we use inequality to compare two quantities that may have different values. For instance, like let's say A and B are having different values. A is, for instance, is equal to $10, and B is equal to $11. So these are not the same. We just talked about equal sign, which was this sign was equal, but we are talking about the opposite of what we are just saying right now. There will be inequality. Inequality means when the two quantity has different values. So then we have to compare which one is big, which one is larger, and which one is smaller in quantity. And that's how we determine by inequality symbol. So there are symbol of inequality. So we use this one is for smaller or less than. We use this for larger or more than. So keep this in mind. The wider side or the larger side of the inequality symbol is the larger number, the larger quantity. The smaller side of the symbol of the inequality is the smaller quantity and a smaller number. For instance, let's say to compare A and B, we say A is equal to $10 and B is equal to $11. So B is obviously larger than A. So we can say like that: A is smaller than B, or B is greater than A. You can either way. There is no specific rule to say where we want to put the smaller or larger value, but in English we usually go from left to right, so we tend to have a consistency of going left to right, but there is no limitation that how we write these numbers or how we write these comparison. So this we said like the smaller side of this inequality sign is the smaller number, and the larger side of the inequality sign is the larger number or quantity. So in this case they are both the same, that these two equation inequality are the same. B is greater than A is smaller than B, so same exact concept. There is one more symbol here. We said there is this one, we talked about that. There is this one, we already talked about that. There is also this one. This is said larger or equal to. So this is consist of these two numbers, so will be larger or equal. So this side is larger and this is equal. There is one more. We can say that will be that symbol will be less than or equal to, less than or equal to, because we got these double slash line like that, equal, or it is less than the number that is on the other side of the inequality. Let's use the example again of 10. Let's call A 10 and call B 40 divided by 4. So for some reason, if you can say that A is larger or equal to B, it's not larger, but it is equal to B. We can say that statement will be like that: A is equal to B, because 40 divided by 4 is also 10. So this will be the condition to use it. To understand this, we will just draw a number line. We'll make sure that explains and that make clears for you guys. So stick around this and we will go to number line next. We know this any on the number line system, any number to the right is a larger number compared to the left side number. For instance, 4 is larger than 3. In the same manner, 0 is bigger number than -1, -2, -3, and all the way to -infinity. So 0 is bigger because 0 is to the right side. The right side is the bigger number compared to the left side. So how we can write this thing down will be, to write 4 is larger than 3, it will be 4 is larger than 3. Or we say it like 4 is larger than 3. How we said the second one, 0 is bigger or larger than -3, will be 0 is larger than -1. Okay, so how we use it other way will be, let's say we have -4 is smaller negative 4 is smaller than 4. So we write this one as a negative 4 is smaller than 4. That can also be written down like that. 4 is larger than negative 4, or negative 4 is smaller than 4. As we said earlier in this beginning of this video, that there is no exact rule what to do, but we usually go by the written. So we said negative 4 is smaller than 4. So we'll say, like, we will start from the left to right. Negative 4 is smaller than number 4, or 4 is larger than negative 4. That's how we have to remember them. Okay, I'll draw a table and all these symbols, and we will wrap it up today with that. So here is a handwritten table, handmade table. So we have this sign that we should be remembering in algebraic course. So this is called an equal sign, this is not equal sign, or sometimes we said this is against it. If it's not equal, it's not so we cannot just compare them, not simply because of it's not equal. This is less than, the less number is on the left side in this case. This is the larger than, the larger number will be in the left side here in this case, and the wider or the larger side will have the larger quantity. This will be less than or equal to, and this will be larger or equal to. So let's say it how we say this thing, and we will say this is A is equal to B. In this case, we say like it's not equal, so it will be A is not equal to B. And this will be say, this we will say A is less than B. And we will say this this term, A is greater or larger, whatever term you use, but the greater will make good sense, greater than B. This will be A is less than or equal to B. And the last one is B, or A is greater or equal greater than or equal to B. So this is how we say it, and hopefully this wasn't that bad of the lesson, so that should wrap it up for today. And we will be continuing with the same inequality in the next video, so please stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video session.